actually stop for a moment after they watch a man choke to death for 9 minutes, and they sit and they start looking at all the things that have happened through the years and start asking whether we can do better as a country. And maybe Jared doesn't understand it, but, you know, there's the old saying out of Kill a Mockingbird where you need to try to walk another mile in a man's shoes to understand what he's going through. Well, that's not even what was asked of any people this year. Just ask that they stop and think about what's happening in this country and how we can make this country a better place. And Jared Kushner, I mean, what he said was nothing short of outrageous. And I wonder if Ice Cube, I guess Ice Cube associates himself with all those remarks, associates himself with the Charlottesville remarks, associates himself with the shithole country remarks. I guess Ice Cube associates himself with Donald Trump calling Hispanics breeders. I guess Ice Cube associates himself with Jared Kushner saying that Donald Trump can't help black people if black people don't want to help themselves. I guess that's what Ice Cube associates himself with. Nice career move.
Yeah. Well,
nice career move, Ice Cube. That's really something at this stage when you have seen such racial animus coming out of the White House being stirred up, that somebody like Ice Cube or Kanye West are deciding, yeah, hey, this seems like a good move to back Donald Trump and Jared Kushner. Let that one sink in.
Look, he is very young and inexperienced, and it's not like he knows how to wrap his words to cloak them in some way. That was out and out who he is. That's who Jared Kushner is. The White House responded to the comments.
It's an ugly look. It's a really ugly look.
The White House.
Donald Trump can't help black people if they don't want to help themselves, Jared Kushner says.
And if they don't stop complaining.
Wow.
All right. So the White House responded to the criticism in a statement that read in part, quote, "It is disgusting to see internet trolls taking senior advisor Jared Kushner out of context."
You know what? No. Put this down. Put this trolling down. Put it down. The guy said a bigoted, racist, insensitive comment, and guess what? You guys can be scrawling that on the side of your apartments in crayons a couple of months from now.
McEnany can do her little
thing. Let's bring in Gene Robinson. Gene, I'm sorry. I'll just say, I cannot imagine not walking a mile in your shoes. I cannot imagine the indignities that you have had to put up with growing up in Orangeburg, South Carolina, growing up and putting up with what you've had to put up in this country, by the way, that you love, that I love, that has blessed both of us, but my God, you have done such an extraordinary job throughout your life. But even then, you have to give your sons warnings about when they go out and drive in cars. You live in a different world than I live in. It's just the way it's been over the past 400 years in this country, and we've made great progress. But we still have a long way to go. And then Jared Kushner says that Donald Trump, a guy who inherited $400 million, can't help black people if black people don't want to help themselves. Just please, the floor is yours, Gene.
No, I mean, Mika said it. That's who he is. That is who he is. He is this spoiled. I mean, if you look up white privilege in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Jared Kushner, who inherited millions of dollars, whose daddy, never went to Harvard but gave it $2.5 million so that Jared could get in with his mediocre grades, who has been cosseted and helped along all his life, lecturing black people about not complaining, about lecturing white people about virtue signaling, that they actually might understand some of what African Americans have gone through in this country, and saying that I guess I just don't want to succeed enough, and Donald Trump can't do it for me. It's astonishing. It's such a retrograde worldview, one that thankfully a whole lot of the country has gotten past. But Jared Kushner never has, because I guess he's had no reason to. He's not capable of reflection or self-examination or critical thought. And he knows no history. It is amazing that a man like this is a senior counselor to the President of the United States, works in the White House every day, helps make policy. That's shocking. That's a sign of American decadence. Just vote, everybody. Just vote. Just vote. Get rid of these clowns and let's move on. And let's move forward together as a country. And just get rid of this nonsense. It's disgusting. Disgusting what he said yesterday.
There's so much in there, Joe. Let's start with a fact check that there's a, quote, groundswell of support among black voters for Donald Trump. The latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows the spread among African-American voters 91-4 for Joe Biden. So let's start there. But as Mika said,
quite a groundswell.
The mask comes off sometimes. This isn't an aberration. This is who he is, right? I mean, this is a guy who grew up privileged, as you guys have been pointing out, and he can't conceive of the fact that some people are sincerely concerned about what they've seen in the country for many, many years, but particularly in this year, and that it must just be virtue signaling, that they must be hopping on some bandwagon. The other point I heard a lot about yesterday from friends of mine was using the word complaining. These people are complaining. They're whining. They're complaining about what's been happening for generations and hundreds of years since their ancestors were sent here on boats. And they're complaining about the systemic racism. They're complaining about the way they're treated by our culture. They're complaining about the way some of them are treated by police, that it's a complaint, that they're whining. And again, that it couldn't be sincere. It must just be political. That's his analysis.
Well, and this, the son-in-law of the whiner-in-chief who thinks the coronavirus happened to him and that he's been through so much with it.